Sagittarius, welcome to your reading for mid-February 2021. At the bottom of the deck, you get the Two of Pentacles in reverse. So let's get started. We're going to talk about your past energy, your present energy, and your future energy. In your past, you get the Ten of Cups in reverse. You get the Knight of Swords in reverse. You get the Chariot. In the present, you have the Two of Swords, the Nine of Pentacles, and then you have a bonus card that's in this deck that we'll talk about a little bit further. Then in the future, you have the Five of Swords, the Ten of Swords in reverse, and the Devil in reverse. So Sagittarius, with this Two of Pentacles in your overall energy, and then just the cards that you got in your reading, there's definitely a huge imbalance in your life right now, and it feels like the imbalance is actually between your relationship and your family. And there's a couple reasons I say that. This Ten of Cups in the reverse, in the upright, it's the happy family card. In the reverse, it doesn't mean exactly the opposite, but it can often mean that family is interfering with your relationship or doesn't approve of your relationship. What's interesting is this bonus card. Whenever I get this, I tend to read it as sort of like a motherly figure that's looking out for you is always the vibe that I get from it. But when I pulled this card, especially with this Ten of Cups in reverse and that Two of Pentacles in your overall energy, I almost get the feeling of, I was hearing Justin Bieber's song. I don't remember the title, but it's, My Mama Don't Like You and She Likes Everyone. This is more, in this instance, feels like a disapproving mother figure, not happy with the person that you find yourself in a relationship with. And looking at this Knight of Swords here in the center of your past, that is definitely like a kind of, that's a person who doesn't have a lot of tact, can be very abrasive, can be very cutting with their words. So if this is representative of maybe the person that you're with, they may be inadvertently causing problems with your family because they don't approve of them. With this Chariot card, it feels like you're trying to move things along and move things out of conflict, but you have that duality of the Chariot where it's being pulled by these, two opposing forces, and it feels to me like those opposing forces are your partner and your family. And so you're just going nowhere at the moment. That's the problem of imbalance. It feels like this disapproving, maternal figure, or it doesn't have to even be a maternal figure. It could be a paternal figure. It feels like they're almost asking you to choose between the person that you're with and them. Like they don't approve. They want you to choose. Here at the center of the reading, it's interesting because the Nine of Pentacles, when it comes to love, can actually represent high standards in love. But I don't feel like this is coming from you. I feel like this high standard in love is actually coming from the family or this mother figure. Somebody expects you to have very high standards. And if you look at this picture a little closer, that boy he's dressed in a little suit, and the girl's very dressed up, and her hair's, done up, and she's looking down on them like they're her pride and joy. It feels to me like this person feels like they have very high standards for you, and you're not picking the person that they would want you to be with. And it's like this Knight of Swords person doesn't have to be a bad person. It can just be somebody who isn't who they would want to see you with. I mean, they could be from a different, social status, who knows? But there's definitely this feeling of imbalance, in your life because of this energy of this disapproving family. And I think when it comes to your relationship, it's causing a lot of conflict. It's causing you to be in this unhappy, family instead of the happy Ten of Cups that you might have been in if this conflict didn't exist. So if you look at your future energy, it's just going to keep happening because the Five of Swords is conflict. The Ten of Swords is just feeling, it's like the betrayal keeps happening over and over and over again, or the fight keeps happening over and over and over again, and the conflict is still there in the present. You know, I'm sure if you are with somebody and their family doesn't approve of you and is constantly causing problems or interfering or asking you to break up with them, you know, I mean, as a partner, that's going to cause a lot of stress. It's going to, and if you don't put a stop to your family interfering, it's going to make them feel betrayed. So the one, oddly enough, light at the end of the tunnel seems to be this devil card in reverse. The devil card in reverse is kind of getting a handle on things. So it's like, if you can get a handle on the, you know, my mama don't like you situation, you could salvage this relationship and hopefully, you know, turn this up, you know, right side up instead of upside down and get some balance back into the situation. But the fact that this devil in the reverse is sitting right under this motherly figure, this disapproving motherly figure, tells me that if you can't get a handle on mama, then you're just going to be either forever stuck in this vicious cycle of this, you know, fighting and conflict with your partner, fighting and conflict with your family. And, you know, it's obviously not good imagery there. So I think you have got to get a hold of the negativity and the issues if you're ever going to have the happy family card, you know, because right now you got this. Everything's draining out of those 10 cups and going onto the ground because of this conflict. Now, with that said, you know, there's obviously a decision to be made. And I don't think it's that you have to pick this person or your family. It's that you have to step up and take control of the situation, which sounds like you maybe not have been doing. But then again, you know, maybe your family knows something that you don't know, if this person really isn't suited for you or that type of thing. I mean, there are people in this world who wouldn't care that your family doesn't like them and there would be no conflict. And so you kind of have to, you know, your situation, you know, this person. The Knight of Swords in reverse doesn't give off a great energy. I will say that. So, you know, sometimes family is not always wrong about their assessment about somebody. So that's something that you have to decide on. But either way, if you want personal happiness, you're going to have to embrace, you know, taking control of things and not letting that devil energy run the show, not letting mama run the show, so, or whoever that energy is that's sort of being judgmental and divisive. So Sagittarius, that's what I have for you for mid-February 2021. If this resonates, please feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon.